Well, I figured I'd go ahead and make a video of my Jeep here. We just had to open the hood here, and hood cable's disconnected from the latch here. So I got my fingers back here. Here's the keys to the Jeep. And I got back here, and I popped the hood. I got the battery sitting in it. We're going to do a 3-month cold start. And yeah, the rear end is twisted because the frame is broke. So I ain't started this thing for 3 months. And just so you know, when I go to start it, it is loud because the exhaust is hanging. Alright, see what happens. They got oil pressure, 219,201 miles. And it does burn oil because it's got bad valve seals. I think we're going to try to move this thing because it's in the way when we are cutting wood. Not that. This thing's been sitting up here for about 6 months, maybe, if longer. And this old Smoky right here, where it's been sitting for a while. It's a 4.7 V8. It's a 2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Figured I'd go ahead and fire this thing up because I've been meaning to for a while. But it's a 01 Grand Cherokee V8 all-time four-wheel drive. Of course, that's a 14 Silverado. Yeah, I've been meaning to make a video of this thing for a while. I done checked the oil and stuff, so we're all good. It's kind of overkill because we had transmission problems when we first got it. And the reason why the muffler's hanging because the clamp broke. And this thing was kind of abused some. So the trunk opens. Yeah, sometimes it takes spells. The trunk don't want to open because the hatch is messed up. I like the way it sounds. Well, sometimes, depending on what it is. But the horn just really quit working. Well, I caught that on camera. Mice started living in this thing, and this thing's a mess. I'll tell you that now. I hope this video, if I can upload it. Let's see how many miles are on the trip. I think it resets after, yeah, it does. Oh, she'll run pretty bad sometimes. Like, we first got this thing, well, it was gave back to me, but we actually had this thing before, and we actually had to do some work to this thing. We changed the valve covers and the alternator starter. So it's got a pretty good starter and stuff on it. That's actually my battery out of my Ranger. It did get a new battery, but it kept going dead. So, yep. As far as that tire's not even in against this fender, but this tire over here, it's against the fender. I don't know how we'd be able to move it, but we'll figure something out. See if it's got brakes first. Nope. Wear my muck boots. Yep. In my last video of up there at the junkyard, the F-150s and stuff, I actually thought there was a Jeep back here in the Ford section for some reason. That F-150's still up there with the battery still sitting in it, but the battery's about dead. So that's about it. And she runs good. I like the way. I don't know. I just like Jeep in general. It was just gave back to me, and I took it. Got the keys back, everything. I got a spare key to this thing too. I think the power steering's whining a little bit. I kind of forgot what this thing sounded like. It didn't even start for 3 months. I already checked the oil. The oil's good. I didn't have to add any oil. Like the way it's a Jeep, of course. I'm a Ford guy, but I started liking Jeeps, so, well, I've liked Jeeps there for a while. I've liked them for about a couple of years now. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh, and it pecks too, if you hear that. Hope it don't stall out while I got battery. cold, so I'll let her warm up. I ain't gonna redline her or nothing. That's just, ain't no sense in that. But yep, she's rusty. It was rusty when we first got it. 4.7 V8 power tech. It's a Laredo edition. Yep, that's all it's to it. Had to work on the hood latch because I came up here, checked the oil and stuff, and I slammed the hood. I'm not going to slam it, I'm just going to set it right there. But yeah, we'll have to get to the house here sometime, full with it some. And there were a couple of cars sitting over there if you've seen them. They're still sitting there. Yep, this Jeep's still sitting here. I mean, it's been sitting here about 6 months. I started it 3 months ago, and she runs good sometimes. But she's loud. The hood cable, I remember I broke that a long time ago. I went to pop the hood because we had to check the oil on this thing every time we pretty much drive it, because I check the oil like once a week, and sometimes it'd be out of oil, sometimes it's not. Well, it's really low on oil. I shouldn't say out of oil, but there's been times when the dipstick's been dry, but that's all right. I ain't worried about it. 2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, and she runs so far good. First start in 3 months. I need to do a, whenever I get my cousin's truck. It's a 2003 F-150. I've been in and out in this thing already. But my cousin's got a 2003 F-150 XL 4.6 V8, and that truck's been sitting there for about a year. A friend of mine was wanting me to make a video. Yeah, I'll make a video of it sometime, but I just wanted to make a video of this Jeep because I was already coming up here. Dad's cutting wood, and yeah, so I just figured I'd go ahead and fire this thing up, and I might move it here too. So just figure I'd make a video. All right, get back out here. This lawnmower's been sitting here for a long time. I don't know how long for sure, but as long as I've known, it's been sitting here the whole time. But this thing's been up here about 6 months. Them two cars back here has been sitting. Well, it's a Pontiac Grand Am and Monte Carlo. They've been sitting back here for, I think, a few years. So they've been back here for a while. Let's pop the hood here, or open it. That scared me to death for a second. Probably should have checked the coolant, but that's okay. I checked it there last month, or a couple months ago. She runs good so far. It misfired. We had to change 8 coil packs on this thing, or I think it's how much that comes with. 8 coil packs and an alternator, and we replaced the starter because the starter was really slow, and it about scared us half to death because we thought the starter was going to go bad on us when we was out. But it's got a brand new starter, and about, I think, 4 months later, that happened. And then it just sat up here on the mountain, so, yep. What? Yeah, making a video right now. I'm gonna pause here.